That is hilarious. I didn't know we were all like taken out here. I had no idea. I mean, Mr. New Yorker, do you want to do the do the intro, or should I do it?
You can do it today.
Okay, no, because you have such a beautiful set. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unpopular Review Entertainment. We are here to talk about Hawkeye episode 1 and 2. Welcome to the wind down. I'm Jack Guy. She's the Cedar Superior, and that is NYV New York Vic. What's going? He got something. He probably has the best setup right now. He has it going on. But guys,
hmm
we're here to talk about episode 1 of Hawkeye. Which was actually a really fun episode. I thought it started off pretty
Oh
hot.
yeah.
So why don't you why don't you break it down for the lovely people at home?
All right. So this new Disney show, right? It's giving very much, holiday spirit. It's all about the Christmas season. And originally when I saw the trailer, I was questioning, the vibes. But now that I've seen it, I'm 100% into it. Like this is something, spoiler alert, I can feel like I can watch every year, every Christmas season so far. I'm feeling it. But it opens up in 2012. Not long. This is like during like right in the heart of like first Avengers, right? And I think
Yes.
they got it wrong because didn't it come out in like 2011?
Yeah, it might have been 11. You might be actually, yeah, it might be 11, 12. No, it's 12. It's 12 because I think Captain America came out on 11 and 12 was where everything take place. But
Okay.
some Marvel fanatic would tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. And if you're watching, don't forget to like the video and grab your little glass of wine. This is a wind down. We're talking about the show. Let's get it. So we got a little itty bitty baby girl. She's sneaking, listening to the vents to her parents argue downstairs. And I swear they were saying something like, oh, we got to move or something like that. So it seemed as if they were having like some kind of financial hardships, right?
Yes.
And they hear that baby girl is listening to their conversation. Dad goes up to her room and pretty much tries to console her, like, hey, I'm always going to be here for you. Next thing you know, he leaves the room and boom, like the city's attacked. This is like right at the end of Avengers movie one,
Yes.
the big finale. The city is going into chaos, and little girl, she goes out of her room. She's like, "Hey, mom, dad." She can't find anybody, and this chick is loaded. I'm looking around. She got like the chandelier. She got like the spiral staircase. You're like, how much money do these people have? They got some bank.
They
So
do.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
she's walking through the rubble of this glamorous living room, right? Still calling out for her parents. And she looks out, the side of the building's off, and she sees in the distance Hawkeye. He's at this other skyscraper. If you look down at the fixed camera, you'll see something similar. And he's just being, kick ass. He's got his arrows, he's swinging around, and she's just, taken aback. She's just like, wow, wow, how cool. And next thing you know, mom comes behind her. Mom's okay, picks her up, say, hey, we gotta go, honey. And that was kind of the end of the scene. But she did mention how she um wanted to
Protect her mother.
oh
She
yeah,
wanted
they
to
go
protect
to
her
the
family.
unfortunately, dad passed away. They go to the funeral, and the little girl mentioned that she wanted a bow and arrow to, kind of learn how to be like Hawkeye. We get this montage
Oh, this
of
was
like,
so cool. This was so cool. Yeah.
yeah, it's like an animated montage of her growing up, doing all of this training. They got money now. I guess the insurance came through after the death, and they, rolling in the dough again. And they got money to pay for all of these classes now because she's taking everything. She's taking kung fu. She's taking arrows. Whatever, horseback
Right.
ride, everything you can think of.
She's
She's learning.
learning every trick. I really did like this because it was a combination of showing what she was been doing those last few years, and also it was the like the introduction, like intro, like the intro of the show. So
hmm
I really dig this. I remember thinking, wow, this is actually really cool. So showing karate, fencing, I don't know if she was climbing a mountain, or
Archery.
something. Archery. I mean, just every little detail. Like, I thought that was actually a really cool touch on it, and I wanted to also say too, the scene where they show because this is not the first time that they have done this, where they showed, from a different perspective of fight in New York, the fight in New York, where like in Spider Man, where Vulture was cleaning up the mess. This family was just in the mess. Just
hmm
how I really like that because that's just such a touch of how how this is all connected. I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was really really awesome. So it picks up a couple years later. Oh, girl, she's in college. She's misbehaving. Like she's got her little bow and archery set, about to do a dare. They like, look, we don't know if you can hit this bell tower. Her friends at the bottom on the cell phone, like, yo, it's a dare. Can you do it? And she's so confident in her powers or her abilities.
Ability, yeah.
She ends up shooting the bow and arrow. Miss first time, hits it the second time. Next thing you know, it's crumbling to pieces. Like she's destroying school property.
That was badassery. That was
going to prison. Who, thank God nobody was in that building to die, because
oh
they
yeah,
would
well,
have.
I didn't acknowledge that part where people could actually die from that. I thought it was just cool seeing the destruction and stuff like that. But I'm a guy. I'm the kind of guy who like mayhem. So like seeing the bell crumble and crack, because it's funny. Because at first she's like, "Oh well, it's not so bad. A little crack. It gives it a little bit of character."
Mhm.
And then that crack got a lot bigger. That crack got a lot bigger, and then it started falling apart and destroyed this fucking building. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. And when the security guards get her, poor Kate.
Yeah, she gets caught. They caught her red-handed with the bow and arrow in her, in her possession. And that's when we're flashed to Hawkeye. We get to see what he's up to, right? And he is
living the life
in Times Square somewhere off the boulevard. Y'all know what it is. I don't know what it's called, but and he's at a play, and apparently they have turned Captain America into a whole play. It's like a whole musical. They got the songs, the dance, and everything, and they even got they got even people who weren't even there, like Ant-Man.
Ant-Man wasn't there. Yeah.
And Hawkeye made a mention of it. He's like, yo, who wasn't there? That guy, Ant-Man. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, who bought him these tickets? Like, who the hell wants, I was in the Avengers. Why do I need to go see this play? And got the nerve to put me in the general admission seats. Like I ain't, like top dollar in here. This play is about me. I'm featured. Why am I sitting in general admission?
He's lucky he was even invited. It's
freaking get the F out of here. Justice for Hawkeye.
It's freaking Hawkeye. Like he should have been further back, but whatever.
Hawkeye is awesome. Don't do that.
I will do that. But let me just point out this. This play was awesome. I don't like plays. I just couldn't see myself sitting through it for a long period of time because I could see myself taking a nap. I'm paying for a nap. But when they were singing the songs, they were dancing. They turned Cap. I mean, and it's funny because I get they're taking the liberties here, but I'm like, they didn't even have the costumes. Like Steve wasn't walking down the streets like with his blonde hair saying, "I'll save the day." I was like, where's the costume? There was no like. This was obviously something to make a profit out of. This was not even something out of love. Like when you make it out of love, you could tell like this project was made out of love and there's appreciation. This was, I want some greens, and not the Hulk green. I want the real green. They
didn't have enough money. This might have been like off Broadway, not right on Broadway. This is the off Broadway play. The Hulk was like in a green hoodie. That was his costume.
That's the I'm gonna go to Comic-Con anyway. I just don't have the money.
Right. Closet cosplay. But so he's going through this play. He made mention of a couple things, right? He's there with his daughter, and his kids, and a couple things happen. They leave the play and they go off to dinner, right? We're flashback to our girl Kate, Miss Wannabe Vigilante, little problem child, right? She goes back to her whatever. This girl is rich. I can't emphasize how rich this bitch is because she's got the money. When they go back to the house,
that's a rich bitch.
Yes, when they go back to the house, marble floors is looking nice, and she sees mom. And mom, I wanted to make a mention. She is the actress who was in one of my favorite shows called Bates Motel.
Oh,
great show on FX. Oh. Great actress. She's in this, and she comes out in this great red ensemble, which is the inspiration for my outfit tonight, because she was looking like just a classy woman. I said, this woman is a baddie in her, not golden years, but her.
She's a golden girl. Her golden girl years.
Not golden girl. She's very young and vibrant and sexy. Which is why a couple scenes later, after she tells her daughter, like, look, you've been rich and young your whole life. I haven't been. So she from the streets. She from the streets. She know the struggle, and she know her daughter is privileged and spoiled. So she like, look, you're going to come to this dinner. and behave yourself. Don't touch nothing. Don't talk about nothing. Just show up, right? So she leaves. Kate shows up and she's, wearing her tuxedo. I guess she tries to be like a little, off brand. It's cute though. I'm feeling it. It looks good on her.
Can we talk about this guy, Jack?
Oh yeah, I was just about to
you gotta
mention
get to him?
because Jack, she introduces this guy, Jack, right? And off the rip, you get like some kind of like weird vibes from this guy. Like he's not
It's the mustache.
Yeah, it's something. He's
It's the
given very much like, Don Juan.
He's
He tries to be like lover, but something is funny about him,
He's the Pringle man if he had like a body. Because that mustache.
His mustache.
It's the mustache.
He's something, all right. So they go to the party, and Kate is just being a little antisocial. She's off on the side, not really paying attention, looking up at her mom, and this guy Jack kind of like, what the hell is going on here, right? Then she's approached by this older guy named Armand, and he's giving old money, right? He's got this really rich name.
Old money.
He's really like entitled the way he approached her. You can smell the money on this guy. And we know she got money, but I can just tell this guy got some real money, right? He got the real.
You sure it's not the Ben Gay?
Fact.
It's something.
That is definitely real money. That dude, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, all of them.
Yes.
You can just smell the money on all.
But he got that older. He got that older money. He got that 1930 money.
He got that Scrooge McDuck money. So he, kind of talks to her and says, "Hey, I haven't seen you. You're that Bishop little girl. I remember you when you were a baby, pretty much, right?" And he lets it drop that Mom and Jack are secretly engaged, right? They've made the announcement to everyone, but I don't know what's going on.
I know, right?
What is going on? Oh, here we go. It's 2 degrees out in New York, you guys. He has to move around occasionally to stay warm.
I stay warm, right? He's doing it for you guys. He's doing it for you people.
Yeah, so leave us a like. Drop us in the comments. Tell us what you think about the show. Again, this is full spoilers. We're going over the whole show. So if you haven't seen it, leave and come back.
Yeah, but give us a like, love, and share, and then come back.
Facts. So, again, he kind of, talks to her, spills the beans about the engagement, and Mom never even told her, right? Which is like, you're thinking like, this is your daughter. Yeah, this is like your family. She should have been the first person that she told. So Mom was wrong on that.
Do you think in this, like, he peeped that and he did that to set a rip? Because I mean, this guy was just grimy.
Yes.
This guy was just totally all about her. Okay.
Yes.
This guy was such a grimy.
I don't know if you guys ever saw Will and Grace, but that guy was very Beverly Leslie.
Yes.
Very, very much like like Karen's arch rival.
Yes.
Very, very, very messy. Like that
very
guy
messy.
was. What? All he needed was a voice that was a little bit more high pitched. That's all they needed. That's all the guy needed. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. So Kate gets into it with Mom for like a quick second. She goes out to get a breather outside, and she meets this dog. Now,
this dog,
apparently Jack let it drop before the show that he is a big fan of the dog so far, and me not so much. I'll let you take it away as far as what you think about the dog, but
I love this dog. For one, I like dogs anyway. This dog, you can tell this dog has had a rough life. I mean, one eye. He's a beautiful dog. I don't know. It's just something about him where I just like dogs. So like you're shaking your head.
Dogs.
Huh?
I feel like there's more to the dog, like in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, there's definitely something to this dog. Like, I'm pretty sure someone who follows the comics and know everything would say, "Well, this dog is this." Yeah. I don't think he's a magical dog. I don't think that. Yeah. I just think he's just a dog, a regular dog who just loved it. He's like Garfield, just not as famous.
I think it doesn't make any effing sense about this dog in the storyline. He may be in the comics, but this dog is either a golden retriever or a Labrador, right? And these are the top 2 most wanted dogs in the U.S. There's no way in hell you got a Labrador or a golden retriever out here in the streets. Somebody would swipe that dog up so fast and take it home. The way these people love these damn golden retrievers and golden labs is ridiculous. There's no way he would be homeless. And secondly, this dog is a menace to society, because we see later on in the episode he's attacking people for no reason. It's like he had no reason to attack this guy.
Unbelievable.
It doesn't make any sense.
So I can't take this seriously. I mean, look, first off, you hype up Hawkeye like he's this badass, and
Hawkeye is badass.
And then, but this dog, and we're gonna get to that part, saved Kate. Like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? There was no one. No, it didn't save her because she had yet to arrive on the scene. This dog just came out of nowhere, decides to bite this guy on the leg, and Kate comes up after the fact. Mid attack, this dog is got rabies or something. He's a mad dog. They need to take him down.
That dog. Here's the thing, though. Did you notice how the dog showed up after the guy found the watch?
Yes.
There's something about the watch.
It's something about the watch, but there's something about this dog. He needs to be put down.
The dog clearly knows about the watch.
How?
You know what I mean? Because the dog shows up. The dog shows up right after the watch.
It doesn't make
right
any sense.
Right after the whole thing with the watch, all of a sudden the dog is biting the leg out of nowhere.
The dog,
and
it doesn't
make no
sense.
The watch, and then the dog is just holding on to this guy's leg. It's not because he was hungry.
Unprovoked.
It got something to do with this watch.
Well, maybe
it got something to do with this watch. Maybe it's the reincarnation of Tony Stark.
No, maybe this dog. Okay, I think we're reaching too much here.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wind down. But please drink responsibly.
If anybody could do it, it's Tony Stark. Tony Stark could put himself in a dog.
But yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves because then we're back to Hawkeye. He's at a dinner with his family. He's got his little baby girl. He's got his 2 sons. They're enjoying a little Christmas or pre-Christmas dinner at the Hot Pot, and it looks delicious. So,
oh man, yeah.
They're going over, what traditions they're going to do this year. Very sweet family moment. Just a really cute kind of cutaway, and we get to see a little bit more how people really have respect for Hawkeye in the city because they notice him everywhere he goes. They're giving him free meals. Like, hey, yes, they are. They're giving him free meals. Like, hey, you saved the city. We appreciate you. Back to old girl. We're back at Kate, and apparently this charity event has a secret black market auction going on. If you whisper the right word to the right person, they'll let you into the wine cellar where the secret auction is going on. And apparently they got all kinds of stuff. They got dinosaur heads. They got, weaponry from, who knows where's. And mid-auction, old girl pops up, Kate. She's not supposed to be there. She's lying to get her way down there because she's suspicious of Jack. She's trying to get some dirt on him.
Not me.
Somebody Gary. Gary.
She's suspicious of this guy. So, suddenly the Jack comes to sit next to Armand, and Armand ain't feeling him. Like, he's like, this seat is taken.
Yeah.
And he kind of let it drop.
But you skipped the most hilarious part.
Yes,
I can't believe you skipped. No, the Gary thing. She lies and says that.
No, that's after. That's after.
Oh, well, no, it's somewhere around there. She lies to get into
and then Gary shows up, and then he's like, "I'm Gary," and then she starts crying, and she's like, "You see, Gary, this is it. I can't take this anymore. I quit." I was rolling when she did that. That was so slick. That was so slick. That was the slickest shit.
Yeah, she ended up, sneaking out of there. She used her wits, and her wits were about her. But so it was kind of disclosed right through conversation between Armand and Jack that Jack doesn't have all that much money. Like, he's at the auction trying to bet for a sword, and Armand is like, "You ain't got $300,000, right?" And Jack is like, "Yeah, I will after the inheritance hit, right?" Kind of, you don't know what's going on, right?
Yep.
So the next item up for auction, he doesn't get the sword from Ronan, right? The Ronan sword, but they have a new item up for like the companion piece, they called it, and it was like the outfit. the outfit, the Ronan outfit. And at first when they said Ronan, I was thinking who the what, but then they did a flashback. Right, and it was Hawkeye. When Hawkeye went, rogue and was like doing all the bad things in like Tokyo and stuff. That's what he called himself apparently. And
nailed it.
So in mid auction, when they about to auction off this suit, the wall caves in. Like there's this explosion, everything's going to
No!
pieces. Yes, and these guys come in very much, Eastern European accents. They're like, yo, we got 60 seconds to find the watch. So Kate is, she's kind of like, dazed from the explosion, but she's like trying to get up and she don't know what's going on. Our dude Jack, he goes and steals the sword that he didn't win, by the way. He didn't get the money for it. He lost that auction, but he pockets it, right?
Sound like he still won.
Yeah, he won in the end. But apparently, that's about to be her stepdaddy, and the apple don't fall too far from the stepdaddy tree because she went and saw the suit and decided to snatch that up her goddamn self. So who's really the villain here?
I'm about tired of these shows because if it's not a squid daddy, it's a stepdaddy. But you're not even lying. He is going to be the stepdaddy.
Yeah, he's the real stepdaddy.
Yeah.
He's not giving stepdaddy vibes. But
oh my God. Wait, I can't wait till we get to episode 2 because the shit that he does is just fucking hilarious. Yeah.
He's quite
oh
my God. Oh my God.
So yeah, she sleeps. Anyway, she gets the suit. She puts it on because the guys, the Eastern European bad guys, right? They're like, kind of roughing the people up, looking for this watch. Yeah. And she puts on the suit. She helps out the hostages. She's kicking A, right?
All kinds of A.
There was this one scene where she's face to face with this one bad guy, and she jumps up in the air. She grabs this pole and she wraps her leg around the guy and like, get it around the legs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, right? Why doesn't he just bite the crotch? That's what I would do if I was in this situation and somebody literally had their legs wrapped around me. It's a life or death situation. I'm biting the hell out of your crotch. Like, you're not about to catch me slipping.
Maybe he was scared she might blow up. I don't know.
But anyway, she does.
She does this maneuver. Yes.
Yo, hi.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
thanks for watching. Like the video, share.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, champ. Carry on.
So, right.
Oh, she won? I didn't realize she won. Okay. Hey, champ.
That's when she escapes, and we see that she comes across this rabid dog mid attack. He's got the guy's leg in his mouth.
This disrespect on the dog.
Unprovoked, this dog attacked this man.
Unbelievable.
Are we supposed to believe that this dog is intelligent enough to be like, hey, yeah, this is the watch?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know what a watch is, and this is the watch.
Well, you don't know what his life has been. He might have lost his eye because he had a watch. You ever thought about that?
And he knows these are the bad guys, and this is the watch that caused him to lose his eye, and this is it makes no. I'm not believing this, but anyway, the dog runs off. She follows the dog into traffic. She jumps up to get the dog out of the way because he's about to be run over, right? And the bad guys are chasing her, but the police are not far behind. So they're like, hey, we gotta go, let's go. But apparently she was spotted by the paparazzi, and they're like, oh, it's Roman back.
Yeah. Roman back? Oh shit.
Yeah, what's going on? So it gets broadcasted on the news.
Roman has a dog?
Yes. And look, and no one you never guess who sees it. Our guy Hawkeye, he's like, Ronan, that's me. Who the heck is this running around in my suit?
I like this part right here because you were talking about earlier, like, who's Roman? Because the name, right? Because they don't really say that in Endgame. They don't say that by name. But it was cool that they had that scene from Endgame. Because like I said, I just love that little connection just as a reminder. Like, we know that, but for everybody else who might like, oh, does this take place in another world or whatever? I don't know. I just like that connection. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, if you're watching, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the share, grab your wine. We're talking about the show. All right, so.
Wait,
he's like, yo.
I'm putting my drinks away.
Yeah, you need something to keep you warm out there in them cold.
Yeah, pull some out.
That better be soup in that can because you about to freeze. But
why? I love how you make it like Vic is going to be like on that one Martin when what you call it came back and he was frozen and the pizza fell and it broke. But carry on.
It's going to be something. But
go on.
So Hawkeye, he comes. He's like, yo, that's me. Who the heck is this in my old suit, right? And meanwhile, Kate is fighting for her life. Like, she's still struggling out here. She's run into this van trying to hide from the bad guys, but they got some kind of like, I don't know, they've been eating their spinach, they hitting the window and it's cracking. Like, she ain't got nowhere to go, right? And so next thing you know, they're falling. The bad guys are falling to the ground. You're like, oh, what's going on? It's Hawkeye. He's come. He's rescued her, and he's like, he pulls her out of the car. Pretty much, and he doesn't know she's a girl because she's completely covered, COVID mask,
I
everything.
love this. I love this part. Yeah, yeah.
And he takes her to the side, like, hey, take, who are you underneath my suit? He about to punch her. And then lo and behold, she takes the thing off. It's a girl. And he's like, oh,
Oh,
snap,
come on.
right?
I love when he says, oh, come on. Because now he knows.
Yeah,
That was a
that
real
was great.
It's a young girl, and he's a gentleman. He's not about to hit this little girl. So, flash to the new. We're on episode 2, guys. If you're still with us, leave us a like, share our videos. We're going into Hawkeye episode 2. Grab your drinks. So, right.
Like
it opens up.
Glass. That's quite the classy glass you got there, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm a classy lady. Here we go. I'm a classy lady like the mama with her red dress. Here we go. I'm at the auction. At the gala.
Shoot. Mama was looking fly. She really was.
Yes.
I mean, no. I wanted to see Hawkeye girl put on the red dress. So she was talking about put on the red dress.
Well, we do.
I remember her.
Okay.
I was so happy to see her because I remember her from Pitch Perfect too. So like,
Pitch Perfect too.
I remember her from Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah, she was in Scooby Doo. She was Velma.
Yeah, Scooby Doo too. Yep.
But you know, she still looks good, and Hawkeye still looks good. I know you was calling him old man and all everything behind the scenes. This guy over here,
Vicky,
but he still looks good.
Oh no, I just you talking about you. I didn't.
Oh, she looks great.
No, you. Like, we was talking about you. You know what you said. You know what you.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're getting into the very next episode. It picks up immediately where we left off. You know, he's like, yo, where did you get this suit? And she's just like, what did she say? She's like, oh, I just kind of found it. He takes her, tries to get her off the street because they're in danger, right? These tracksuits are coming after them.
Tracksuit gang. The tracksuit gang.
So,
oh my God, it's so fucking Italian. It's so hilarious. Everybody.
So she takes him. She takes him back to her little apartment that she earlier in the episode she dropped off the dog there, right? She takes him back to her apartment, and I'm like, this is her place. It looks like I don't even know what it looks like. This is just not somewhere that anyone would want to live, in my opinion. It just looks really like just thrown together, right? And you would never even know she's rich, but apparently, you know, the real estate market is very competitive in New York. Maybe this is like a really, you know, jazzy place. But anyway, she takes him back there, and he's like, yo, did anybody see you in this suit? She's like, no. Did anybody follow you? No. You know, nothing's going on, right?
Right.
He's like, yo, take off the suit. You know, I did a lot of bad things in the suit. It's dangerous for you to wear. I need it back. So she goes.
He never says it's him. He says the person who wore this did that. Because he never makes it. He never said him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's true. He never said it was him. He just said it's dangerous for you to be wearing it. So she goes up. She gets the suit. She comes back down with an arrow to him to sign because she's a super fan. She's like, hey, you know.
This is unrealistic, but carry on.
No, it is very realistic because, like I said, Hawkeye is badass. And she's been a fan of Hawkeye her whole life. He was her very first adventure that she ever saw before in life. And it was just, of course she would be a fan. She's an archer, and he's an archer. She's going to be like, yes, this is my guy. I identify with this Avenger. This is my favorite Avenger. But anyway, right? If
I'm gonna have to keep hearing all this, I'm gonna have to just. I'm gonna fight her to the end of this because
Hawkeye is better. I've been saying this since Avengers. I'm like, yo, he needs better, more shine. He needs better PR. He's awesome. But anyway, right?
He's turned into Mr. Miyagi, bro. Let him rock. Like,
so she tells him nobody saw her, right? But apparently she wasn't paying too close attention because next thing you know, we got people outside like, hey, Kate Bishop.
Yeah, we know you're in there. And they were throwing these flame bottles. I'll sit here and say
Molotov cocktails.
Yes.
I'll sit here and say this. I was giving Hawkeye a lot of hell, but I sit here and say this was actually a really cool spot. When they're throwing the glass bottles, Hawkeye caught one of them with his hand and just threw it right back.
Because he's badass. Don't be faking on Hawkeye now. He got the skills to pay the bills. Okay, honey. So now.
I'd be messed up by the end of the show. Every time she said he's badass, I might have to take a shot.
So, yeah, he throws a Molotov cocktail back at them. You know, he's not playing no games, but they ended up, you know, throwing another one, I think, because the whole place is set ablaze and they have to escape sans costume, right? She's like, yo, what about the suit? He's like, leave it, we'll come back for it, right? So they're running from the people. They get on the subway. He's like, yeah, we got to get away from them, and we need some supplies. And she's thinking, oh yeah, we about to get some real high tech stock industry type, gear, right? And he's like, not quite. He takes her to the freaking Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, and gets her some Neosporin and shit for her panties.
Alcohol, peroxide, all that stuff, Band-Aids.
Right. And she's like, oh, this is where we're going. She's spoiled. Like, I don't know how you was repping Kate. Kate's a little privileged. I don't know about Kate sometimes. But he was telling her, like, look, we need somewhere for you to hide out. And she was like, okay, I know exactly the spot. She goes and breaks into her auntie's spot while auntie is off on the cruise enjoying her mid-50s, however old auntie is.
Nice.
And she breaks into auntie's house. I'm like, first of all, as an aunt myself, I'm like, don't you be just showing up in my spot. At least call me, let me know. Like, if you're in danger, all right, bet.
No.
But don't just show up in break and enter into my place.
There's no time. It's life or death. You have to go there. You're on a cruise, having the time.
And aunties ask too many questions. They get nosy.
Yeah,
But don't just pop up to my place with a stranger, with a strange man. She doesn't know who this man is in her spot.
So now everybody knows who he is.
Older man.
Everybody knows who he is. He ain't
but still, he's still a stranger to them, and he's famous, but he's still an older man to her young little niece. Her niece is only but 22 years old, and this older man is like a seasoned gentleman. We don't want her to be taken advantage of. We don't know. Don't come to my house with that, right? You got to go somewhere else. So anyway.
Damn. We gave her an inch. She took a whole yard.
Oh yeah. I was being realistic. I mean, it's realism here.
You saw how many times she pulled the hair back when she was saying all
that? No, it's dangerous out here for these little girls. It's dangerous out here for women. So anyway, he drops her off at, they're at Auntie's. She's like, look, you stay here. You can't go anywhere. I'm about to go back and see if I can get this suit. And he goes back. He gets into, he's real incognito. He comes back as a fireman. He goes into the spot and he's going in and trying to see what's up. He gets there and the freaking suit is gone. Like, it's not even set ablaze or anything. The place is a mess, but it's not damaged to the point that the suit should be like incinerated or anything. So he's like, yo, where the F is the suit? And then he comes to the conclusion, like, one of these Jews done stole the suit. Like, where's it at? So he goes outside, and just so happens, attached to one of the fire trucks is this little sticky bumper sticker, or whatever the heck it's called. And it's called NYC LARP. And the only reason I know what LARP is because I watched Berlizzi, and he had one episode when he was talking about LARP. And apparently it's live action role play. So that's the people that's into, like, dressing up, pretending to be something else type situation, right? And he's like, oh yeah, this is this is the lead. So he goes back to Auntie's house where little baby Kate, or 22-year-old Kate, is there dressed in her auntie's clothes. And she's on the news again. Like, they're like, yo, is this Ronan? Like, they've spotted some mysterious looking person leaving the murder scene of Armand. We forgot to mention Armand was murdered in the last episode in his own home with a sword. So they're like, who else carries a sword? Ooh, Ronan, he did that shit. So she can't leave the house. She's, according to Hawkeye, it's like, look, you can't leave, you gotta stay here. She's banged up. He tries to, stitch her back together. And this is the point where I was telling Jack that if I could see this, if Hawkeye wasn't married, I can see the fanfics going wild, because it was giving like, okay, if this was like, could this be like a little budding romance had he had not been married, like a little age gap romance? I was seeing it, but he's a happily married man.
I was a little disappointed at how she kept flirting with him.
Yes, did you notice that too?
She was flirting a little too hard. Like, that was a little too much. Like,
yes, I could see being starstruck, but she was very flirty, right?
Yeah.
And so we always get an interruption every episode. Hold on.
I had to interrupt because I was watching, and then I heard that somebody was a little flirty. So
did you actually watch the show? Did you watch the show?
Oh, hold up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish there was a remove button because. So anyway, right. So she's very flirty with this guy. And I'm like, this is a married man. I'm glad you saw it too. Because I was like, even with the text message that she sent later in the episode talking about you miss me yet? Imagine if you were his wife and you just so happen to be like, y'all watching movies on the couch and he get a text from some girl, some Kate talking about, you miss me yet? What?
Yeah, that wasn't a good move. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
She's sending the vibes like she's down for whatever. And he's a married man. Like, get it together, girl. No.
And banged up too.
But anyway, right? So
he's like trying to run away from her and she's just like, hi.
Yes, he's being a gentleman, thank goodness, right? And so she asked him, like, hey, did you get the suit's not there, but did you get any leads? He tells her no, but we all know that he did. So, hi, happy birthday. This is my friend.
Oh, happy birthday, Corey.
So, right, now he Googles this, New York LARP, right? He shows up there after our girl Kate convinced him that she's safe to go out because her mom owns some security company. Like, she's new money. She's got that bag and she's a security, like,
next generation.
She's the Jeff Bezos of security.
Next generation money. That's what she is. Next generation.
Yeah, new tech money. That's what she new tech money. And so, right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, share the video with your friends. He's my bodyguard. So, he drops her off at her job with her mom, right? And keep in mind, this girl is, new money. She has her whole life set in front of her. Literally, all she got to do is take her stupid ass to school, graduate, and she's set for life. Mom is the CEO of this company. Yes. She already said, look, just go to school. You already got a job lined up. Just behave yourself, right? And this Kate can't seem to get her act together. But anyway, we'll get to that. So Hawkeye goes to this LARP. He's seen a dude.
A really good scene. Go. This is a really good scene.
This makes me actually want to go to a LARP. I was telling Jack that, we need to put together a little LARP because I would go.
And before we go any further, we talked about it, and I asked what part would we play, to which C said, you can be the tree. So I'm going to be the tree when we get going.
I said, you and Vic can be Groot.
We're Groot.
So anyway, he goes
I'm with
to
that.
this
I'm down to be a ginkgo tree.
Of course he is.
And they wouldn't allow him in. They like, look, if you don't got no costume and you ain't abiding by the rules, you can't.
But even this part was funny because it was like, look, we know who you are, but we don't care. Like,
you don't give a damn.
We don't give a damn. Like, look, you gonna do this or nah, or you can't be a part of it. I don't care. She pretty much.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I know.
If it was Thor, they would let him in instantly because he coming with the costume.
Yeah, he's already gonna be good, and I feel like his character would actually fit in what they were doing because it was like a medieval thing, right? Yeah. Like that was like medieval. Now Roman,
it was like a Renaissance fair. Like they do that.
Yes.
They do that. They do that in Fort Myers Park every year.
Where?
And like, no, they do that like in the park that's up in Inwood.
No,
so like cool. A lot of the transfer. And mind you, like that's like a transplant thing. Like a lot of the transplants, they come and they do that. But like a lot of it is like eating like the big
the steak on the steak and like the turkey legs. I've been to a couple Renaissance fairs. My cousin used to be really into it, and I used to go with her. So they do have some bomb food and some meat.
I believe the food is
and everybody's dressed up real nice, and like you can buy like swords from that time, and it's cool
you can get
stuff.
the costume there. Like you even got to dress, you can rent the costume. Nice. But anyway, he goes in, he dresses up just to get his suit, right?
Get the suit, yeah.
He's in there fighting, and I'm thinking he's just, he's not into it.
He's not trying either.
Yeah, he's not trying. He's just like, what the hell is going on? But I can see how that could give someone a little PTSD. Like if you're fighting all your life in all of these battles, right? And they mentioned something along the line. That's why he has to have this hearing aid, which I thought was a really nice touch because again, he is human. He's not superpowered like Thor or like, Captain America, and he doesn't have a suit to protect him like freaking Iron Man or those billions, right? I'm sure paying his medical bills. He doesn't have that.
I was going to throw this out here. It was actually really intriguing because as he's walking through this, and that was a good touch that you mentioned about the hearing aid because we didn't get a chance to touch on that. And even just real quick to touch on that a little bit, Kate asks, "Oh, you wear a hearing aid? Why?" And it showed all the things that has happened because from glass explosions. There's all different kinds of scenes, and he said, "I can't pick one because there's a bunch. But this scene I wanted to mention, as he's walking through the Renaissance, not fair, but this thing, he's sitting there saying, yeah, he goes, but I fought Thanos. I thought that was interesting because he's like,
Yeah.
how did I fall from fighting Thanos? So now I'm walking to this thing. We got Christopher Harris here. This Harris, he says because he sucks. Everyone forgot he exists.
That's right. He's badass.
Why did
I mean, the thing about Hawkeye,
this
he
Christopher
gives
Harris
me
guy
weak.
sounds smart.
Yeah, like Hawkeye. I think as far as like financials go, he gives me like Warren Buffett vibes. You know what I mean? Like the type of guy, like
I'm sorry,
yeah, like he gives me the type of vibes that like, because like look, like Warren Buffett is the type of guy like he'll have billions, but then live in a house that costs about 30,000 40 years. You know what I mean?
I don't think he got that much money. Like I'm not
like,
trying to count.
Like I mind you, like because here's the thing, like everywhere that he lives is always some farm that's away from everything. And a little house, right? But there's no neighbors, no nothing. He's just away. And those kind of properties, they cost a couple millions because it's a lot of land.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying he's a pauper or anything, but I don't know if he got that Warren Buffett money. That's our girl.
No,
Kate.
I'm not saying he got all that, but what I'm saying is, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he got that lifestyle that, like, I got a lot of money, but I'm not gonna spend it. You feel me? That's the vibes that I get.
Possibly.
This
sure.
guy's
He definitely
on a
does have a
roll.
lot of kids.
I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, he does.
So,
He's got a squad of kids. He needs,
So he approaches the guy who has stolen his suit. He's like, look, either you got two options. I can get you with this fake sword, you can fake die, and I can snatch the suit, or I can real punch you and you be knocked out for real, and I can snatch the suit. Which one you want, right? And the guy is like, all right, I'll just give you the suit. Just let me, kill you in this part. I need the clout, like, I'm not a real superhero like you. I need this. I need this.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. Yeah, because that was
like, this is the closest I'm gonna get to being
a superhero,
it was a
right?
big deal to him. Like it was such a big deal. Well, like Clint, he's look, I don't. And it's funny.
Don't even go there. He's an Avenger. I know you're
no. Hold up. Wait. I was just gonna say Clint was just he wasn't about it. But when he said, "Let me just kill you," I thought it was funny. We said no, like he got that personally. Like what? No.
Because it's my effing suit. How are you gonna try to put stipulations on giving me back my shit, my guy? Who the F are you? This is my shit.
I mean, I felt like that whole segment was like a shout out to the people that go to Comic-Con. The people that
I felt that
dress up and put that, because like people really go all out, and honestly, like Jack, like you're
everyone looking at me.
There was a guy like no, because you'll appreciate this. There was a guy at Comic-Con dressed as Sonic with a Bluetooth speaker in the ring, and that Bluetooth speaker was playing all of the music from the game. They put a lot of thought and effort into that. Like, people really take this stuff seriously, and like, so I feel like that's what that was. Because
he definitely took it seriously, because he was like, "Yo, if you let me kill you,
because I'm drinking,
I'm about to do it." So they flash forward to this. Apparently, he can't just pretend to take this sword, right? It has to be like a whole presentation. They get into this kind of man on man showdown between him and all the LARPs, all the LARPers. And yeah, they pretty much this long drawn out like affair that Hawkeye's not interested in. He lets the dude kill him.
Foot soldiers or buddies.
Yeah, he lets the dude kill him, and he does. He's true to his word. He lets him have the suit, and there were no consequences whatsoever for this firefighter to be stealing stuff from the job, essentially. Like, he's on the job stealing shit from people, burning down houses. But okay, whatever, right? Anyway. Oh, girl, Kate, she's back at work, and lo and behold, who's there? Jack in her mama office. Like, he ain't got no job. It's giving very much, I don't got no day job. I'm about to just be mooching off your mama, right? And she's feeling it. She's like, she's sensing his, his scrubness off of him, right? So,
wow.
They called him a Chelsea song. A whole Chelsea song. So, don't want no scrubs.
Mama wants to scrub, but Kate is like, we ain't getting no scrub this house.
We ain't about to scrub my mama.
That's what we call a sancti.
My mama.
So right,
we call that
no scrubs, no sir.
VR.
So right, they get into this whole conversation. They talking about, oh, he coming to dinner, and she's like, all right, bet, let me get my shit
How
together
come
because I got some questions that need
she
some
did say that.
answers.
Yes,
And
yes.
so they go to dinner. And he's giving all of this and all of that right at the dinner table. And she's pretty much asking him, like, hey, yeah, I heard you're into fencing. Like, you're really very much the swordsman, right?
But she
And
mentioned
just
also, I just want to throw out before you mention that part, she did mention the stuff about, I heard about your uncle passing. I heard you,
yes.
because she was asking the heavy questions to which led into that with the fencing. Because once it was, I think the mother realized the vibe. She knew the her daughter was going to, but these questions were to attack Jack. And which led to fencing, to where she was like, we don't really have to do that. And he said, no, this is a great way for us to bond. And then Jack was like, I agree, we can bond like this. Carry on, see, you was doing a great job.
So yeah, they go off to dinner. She's asking him all these questions because we did find out that yes, he is Armand's nephew.
Yes.
And it just so happens allegedly that he gets the money after Armand dies. And of course he is a swordsman, and Armand died of what? A sword, right? So
And also, too, to just throw us out here, just to mention Jack. Jack just has such a love for swords, because in episode 1, we didn't even get to mention this. When Kate first comes to the house, she sees that there's a sword. She said, what's this thing with you and swords? But it's Jack. So, yeah, I'm just wanted to throw those in together, like a sword killing. You know?
Very suspicious, right? So she tells him, look,
get together, Jack.
I'm into swords play. I'm in the fencing. You in the fencing. Suit up, bro. We about to go face to face. So they go. He gets into his little suit and outfit right over there.
Look, we got Roman right there. Look, Roman.
Right, we got Roman on the set.
We got Roman.
Looking like, what's her name? Grace from Black Lightning too.
No, that wasn't Grace. That was Anissa.
No, that was Grace. Remember, Grace had her little Black Lightning mask on too later.
Facts.
Oh God.
And the Grace.
Facts.
We missed the show. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen.
So
we need some Black Lightning again.
So yeah, if you're watching still, don't forget to leave us a like. Don't forget to leave us a share, and let us know what you thought about the episode of Hawkeye. We're on episode 2.
And write in the comments on what you're drinking.
Yeah, what are you drinking on this wind down? Let us know. We're drinking. Are you? Do it. Put your pressure.
What you got there? What you got there in your glass there, see?
I got a little Moscato with a little lemonade mix here.
Ooh. Oh, you can't go wrong with
Very
that.
sweet.
I got eggnog and some fireballs.
Vic got his hot thing of soup. His hot toddy out there in the cold.
There's a little bit of hot soup and a little bit of green light.
Right?
Yeah, I got green light. I got green light in here and some ice.
Hey, it's some ice. That's why you cold.
AKA Ciroc.
So okay, she starts this fencing with him, right?
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, you're so good, yo, you're amazing!" Like, right? It's kind of like how you would play with like a kid on like.
But it's condescending on how he's saying it, though.
Yes, very condescending. And she's like, "Yo, fight me for real! Like, you're not doing it." He's like, "What are you saying?" So she ended up calling his bluff, going for his face with his mask off, and he like blocks that joint so easy, like barely even paying attention. Like, he's like off that Zorro type skills, right?
Yeah,
he's Zorro. So
he's Zorro
Jr. Yes.
Yo, maybe they bringing back Zorro. He's definitely Zorro.
I would be here for another Zorro movie. It's been several years since Antonio Banderas did that joint.
And what's her name? Think of that. Yes. Oh, I think it's Revenge of Zorro, Return of Zorro. But
I would be here for another Zorro reboot. Especially since they're doing Blade. I feel like they came around the same time.
I could totally do it now. How many years has it been? I mean,
several.
Oh God, I didn't know it's been that long.
We're overdue for Zorro. If you're watching now and you got to connect, tell them the people want another Zorro.
That was a Selma Hayek and oh no, not Selma Hayek.
No, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
That was Desperado with Selma Hayek and Antonio Banderas. Yeah, but that was early Antonio Banderas. That's back when he was young. Now he's wrinkled. So no.
Yeah, we're overdue. We're overdue for a new one. But anyway, let's get back on track here, guys. Don't forget to leave us a like if you're watching. So yeah, she calls his bluff. He's actually really skilled. He was bullshitting the whole time, right? And so we get to Hawkeye. And what happens? He tries to get himself he calls the wife like, "Look, I'm about to be a little late coming back. I thought I was going to be back."
His wife.
Back today.
He calls his wife, and she lets him know, like, "Hey, look, I got the suit. I'm gonna be a little late." And he talks about the promise that he made to his daughter, saying, "Hey, look, I'm gonna be there for Christmas." This has been 2 years removed after Endgame. But they still feel the effects of that snap because it was 5 years, and they're like, "Look, we're gonna celebrate this Christmas. We're gonna make it like you mentioned earlier. It's such a holiday like movie show.
Sure.
It gives you that. Someone mentioned like Die Hard. I forget which one it was.
Yes. Yes.
And a little bit of Home Alone.
Yes.
I guess I got
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yes.
I'm calling it now. This is about to be a Christmas classic. I can already see myself watching this every year, like I said in the beginning of
It
the
wouldn't
show.
be a problem. It's great. It definitely fits that vibe where I can see why people around December, late November, December, they watch it. But he makes that call and say, I'm going to be late, and then he goes. I guess right after that, that's when he goes into the thing where he lets himself get kidnapped. He also mentioned this spot. I want to mention this spot because this was a really good touch. He said, "Oh, I'm going to do." I forgot how he named it. But he was like, I'm going to do this trick. And they said, oh, that's a Nat classic. Meaning Natasha, because it was a trick. And once we get to that part, I can explain a little bit more. But and everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember that spot. But carry on, see.
Yeah, so he does get captured. He's, got his hands tied behind his back. He's in this chair, and it is giving very much Avengers 1, right when Natasha was under capture, and I think it was Nick Fury gave her a call, or somebody gave her a call, was like, look.
Oh, the white dude. I can't even think of his name, but he was in Shield. I forgot his name.
Yeah, so she kind of like, gives up the gag, unleashes herself, and that's similar to what Hawkeye did, because he's like, yo, here, I'm already out, bruh. Who's the leader here? You're the shift supervisor. I need to speak to the manager, right? And they were asking him, yo, where is this Kate? We're looking for her. What's up? And Kate is, off in the distance, right? She did get a call from, NYPD, right? Like, look, your house was on fire. You don't seem very, concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this bitch, you're rigged. You don't got to talk to police. Where's my lawyer? Like, she's giving up too much information over the phone. I would have been like, okay, I'll be there. Lawyer the fuck up, because I got the bands to pay for my lawyer. No public servant needed. I
was going to say and say, I mean, how old is she supposed to be? Like, early 20s?
22. Mm-hmm.
22. She don't know shit.
She's a rich woman. Yeah, she's a woman of means. Yeah. They know to have a lawyer on deck, for sure.
She's very smart, so she should know. Yeah, she should know.
She should, but it's
especially after getting out of that almost murder at the school.
Yeah.
She knows about lawyers. She probably had plenty of them when they tried to sue her for that freaking bell tower that she destroyed.
Oh well, I don't think that. I think that I don't know. But carry on. Fair enough.
I
stay stunned.
So she does send a little flirty text again to our guy Hawkeye, who's a married man, and he doesn't respond. Thank goodness, because he knows his boundaries, right? Unlike her.
Oh, that's what it was. I just thought he was tied up and couldn't answer. But go on.
No, she calls him. She's in the Uber or whatever. She calls him. He doesn't pick up, and she's thirsty, so she calls back again.
No, she is extra thirsty.
Yes,
she is extra thirsty. Like, wow, look what she does next.
She thirsty for the D, so she double calls this guy. And he doesn't answer, but the captives answer for whatever reason, right? Because if anybody who knows, if you get your phone stolen, no matter how many times you call it, nobody picking that shit up. So, but they answered, they picked up and like, oh yeah, he can't come to the phone right now. And because her mom is in like this top secret security thing, she goes and hacks into the phone. She's like, look, fine, let me find this guy. She puts in his location and tells the Uber like, hey, go here. So in the midst of him telling them that he don't know who this Kate girl is, she pops in through the window. She thinks she about to save him with her no powers, no skills, having behind, right?
Oh, like Hawkeye.
Hawkeye has skills, okay? He's a SHIELD agent. He's very skilled. He's killed many a man as Ronin. So anyway, so she gives up the gag. They both end up like handcuffed or duct tape to this little this like seat, looks like a little merry-go-round type kiddie seat, right?
Oh, it's like a because it's like a horse,
And we are flashed to one of the henchmen. They go off to this room, and this banger starts playing. I don't know the name of the song, but it was like giving like, ooh, I need to find this on Shazam or something, because it was giving everything it needs to give. And it was this girl. And he's telling her, hey, we found a girl. And she's just, I don't know who she is, but she's definitely someone important that we will probably find out in the next episode. So that was pretty much episode 1 and 2, guys. What did you guys think so far?
Go ahead, Vic. Why don't you go first? And
Well,
I'll
I have two questions. Now, number one,
order.
in
That's
the
what I do.
beginning, in the very beginning of the show,
There's no
one
water.
thing that I noticed, because now, with Marvel, sometimes you got to look in for the little things and the little cues.
Little detail. Yeah.
I noticed that they 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 mentioned Bishop on his grave. They showed that Bishop is dead
Hmm.
for some reason. Like they whenever they cut to the little girl right before she asked if she wanted an arrow, um every single time that you saw her, you saw the gravesite of Bishop, and you saw that quite a few times. So like I feel like they put that there for a reason. The other thing, I think that the dog leads to something, and I think that this right here, we're gonna find out more about what happened with Ronan. I think that because everybody's chasing Ronan, and that the whole thing is about Ronan, because I don't think they ever actually like put much thought into showing us who Ronan is outside of that one scene where um, Black Widow showed up and then apparently stopped him from doing whatever he was doing. And then the
Hmm.
other thing is, I wonder if this is connected to Black Widow. And the reason I say that is because you can see that anything I could tell right now, anything that was Marvel was literally rushed and filmed through COVID. Because I can see how New York was through COVID just from the way she was walking around and everything. You could just tell. I could just see by the way the streets were and everything. It was so empty, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed that. I really do. It looks so peaceful and empty and like like relaxing. But whatever it is that they show, they clearly sped it up and filmed it through COVID. And hats off to them because they literally just took advantage of the situation. But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to say. Actually, that's it. So.
That was well said. I really enjoyed the visuals because some for me, like in New York, I love the summertime, but something about Christmas in New York that's just beautiful. And
Mhm.
like seeing the lights
Mhm.
and everything like that. You said something really cool, see when you're saying like I can see myself watching this during Christmas, and same here. Maybe not every Christmas, but it's somewhere like man, that was a really cool Christmas special. 'Cause I do. I mean, as a kid growing up, I loved the Christmas specials. When Yogi and all his bunch of bitches would join and have Christmas. But all seriousness, I really
I
enjoyed the show.
mean,
I just okay.
sorry.
No, it's all
Sorry.
right. Just but I really enjoyed it. It was a fun it was a fun 2 episodes. And I can't wait to see what more Kate because I feel like what this is setting up to is Hawkeye retires, Kate takes the mantle, and you asked earlier, is this connected to Black Widow? Yes. Somehow, some way.
Who asked? I think that's the drink talking.
No, Vic just said
Oh,
I
he.
Vic.
think it is.
Oh,
I feel like it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
of
I feel
course
like
it
it is
is.
Oh, look,
Even
connected to
with
Black
if
Widow.
you're blaming me on drinking. Okay.
look, no, but it is definitely connected because even
Good.
with the villains that we have, they're very Eastern European, and that's what what's it called? Natasha is, and her
Right.
sister. Of
Yeah.
course, we saw him at the end of Black Widow. The sister is looking for Hawkeye because she believes that Hawkeye is responsible for um, um,
Mhm.
Natasha's death.
Matter of
So
fact,
Yeah,
that's
because
clearly going to come into play.
Elaine showed up and she was just like, "Oh, this guy killed this
Yeah,
person."
so she
You
might
know what I
make an
mean?
appearance in this series. Elaine might
Mm-hmm.
show up.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, Natasha's sister is going to show up at some point, right, in this
I,
episode or in
Facts.
this
I
in this series.
I even thought the
Yeah.
girl at first. I was like, "There's no way they're starting this off early and having Natalia's sister being here." But this is a totally different one because it was kind of hard to see because of the coloring and everything like that. And I was like, "Oh, that's a different person." So
Yeah,
I mean, it's all connected. I mean, even if we don't, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be an end credit where it sets up for something. But it makes me excited about what can happen in the future. And that was the show, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I think all of. I mean, see, did you want to give your thoughts on what you thought about this before we go home?
yeah. That's I just really liked it. I can't wait to see more of it. We got 4 episodes left. I think it's a mini series. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
excited to watch the rest of the episodes. And if you're as excited as we are, don't forget to join us next Wednesday when we talk about the next episode of
Bring
Hawkeye.
drinks.
And bring your drinks, bring your likes because we need those. Leave us a like before you go. And join us next week. Thanks for
Yep.
watching.
Peace,
I'll
folks.
see you later. Adios.
Adios.
Yeah.